If you click this, that's right, Overwatch is bringing back Overwatch Classic. There's 6v6 mode with the original 21 heroes, the original kits, and some old maps. If you've never played the game in 2016, well, you're gonna get a taste of it for about 3 weeks. As I'm reading this out to you, there is a countdown on the Overwatch channel premiering the trailer. I'm gonna watch it with you, or you can skip ahead to the article that I'll read to you right after. Oh, love Diva on Hanamura. Roadhog Diva, what's going on? Cute selfie. Hey, is that 2 tanks? With the original Zed, Mercy, Soldier Tracer. Look at their models, too. Dude, nobody knows the terror of 6 Torbjorns in Overwatch Classic. Oh my god. Armor packs, scatter arrow, old flashbang, 6 Symmetra turrets. Taking the actual Symmetra ultimate teleporter. I don't even think she had shield generator yet. Dude, this is gonna hit the crazy nostalgia bone, but I feel like this will also remind people how terrible some of this shit was balanced. The 6 Winstons, the Quinstons. Oh, that's 5 Winstons. Dude, playing against Molten Core Torbs, mass res. Diva was terrible because her Matrix was on like a 6 or 7 second cooldown. Oh my god. All right, this is for 3 weeks. Available November 12th. Overwatch Classic. Oh boy. Oh boy. It was fun in the moment because nobody knew what the hell they were doing back then, but like this is gonna be fun for 10 games before you guys before people go like, holy shit, this was bad. But like that's part of the fun. That's part of the chaos. I think it's good for a classic mode specifically, and that's what this is. All right, let's read what we have here. A blast of the past begins with Overwatch Classic. 8 years ago, Blizzard released a completely new gaming world called Overwatch. Connected by a theme of fighting for the future, millions of you jumped in to experience new heroes like a time-jumping adventurer, an esports champion turned mech pilot, a genetically modified gorilla from the moon. Together, we all fought across fantastic battlegrounds from all corners of a future Earth, including Temple of Anubis, Hanamura, King's Row, and Dorado. Now you'll be able to relive the nostalgia in a series of new limited time events in Overwatch 2, where you can experience the original heroes, abilities, and maps in the classic 6v6 team-based action you remember. Get ready to answer the call for Overwatch Classic. Each Overwatch Classic event will feature heroes and balance from popular moments in the game's history, ranging from the fast-paced and frantic gameplay of the 2017 Moth meta to the triple tank, triple support style of GOATs. In the first Overwatch Classic event, we're taking it all the way back to the original 1.0 release from May 2016, which includes many abilities that haven't been seen for years and all the chaotic gameplay from that era. Patch 1.0 first introduced us to the first 21 heroes and 12 maps across 4 different game modes. Many of the heroes had high risk but high reward gameplay. You'll also be able to flex with 1, 2, or even 6 tanks to form your frontline defense, plant multiple turrets on the payload, and constantly boop or hook your opponents into the Elios well. Dude, I wonder if it's spaghetti code too, where the Roadhog hook actually goes through 20 walls. Expect heroes like Widowmaker to be a constant threat, or be careful as you try to peek around corners as Hanzo's scatter arrow can strike you before you see it. Junkrat and Diva mains will need to watch out as their own weaponry can harm them. Wait! That's right, Junkrat's tire actually can seppuku him. Same with Diva Bomb. If you throw your bomb, you have to hide because your own Diva Bomb kills you. I can't believe this. I forgot that was a thing. And you'll be extra pressured to attack or defend objectives as Symmetra's teleporter will be able to transport players from their spawn directly back into the action. Finally, watch out for Mercy to swoop in after you make that stunning quintuple elimination, as her resurrect ability will instantly revive all of her fallen allies at once. Explore the original abilities. We're grouping heroes in their 4 original classes, but you are not required to play attackers when on attack or defenders when defending. That's right, we had defender class before they mix it all up into DPS for the non-Overwatch 1 players. Pick the heroes that work best for you. Also, in the first few days, Overwatch Classics will play in the no hero limits rule, as the original release didn't enforce hero limits, so you can have up to 6 of the same hero for any meme comp you want. After that, we will enable single hero limits for the remainder of this first Overwatch Classic event. This is good because people know this will be fun for a few days, but then people will be like, holy shit, like you really just remember, like it's chaotic, but 6 Torbjorns is actually ass to play against. So ass. In general, each hero will be able to power up their ultimate ability a lot faster than in Overwatch 2, as the general charge cost was much lower back then. Also, any hero that can be interrupted out of their ultimate can have a portion of their ultimate charge salvaged depending on when the interruption occurred. That's right. Health pools, damage outputs, projectile sizes are also reverted before the Overwatch 2 Season 9 update. So here are our heroes. Cassidy. Oh my god. The biggest thing was Flashbang. And I think the fall off range on Peacekeeper, or maybe the fan the hammer was the super OP part. Let's see. What's different? Cassidy brings a Wild Wild West. His damage output will be more increased than that you would remember. Damage from fanning the hammer, dealing 70 damage per projectile. Flashbang is restored to its original form, where heroes caught in its blast will be immobilized for a few seconds, leaving them vulnerable to attack. Finally, Deadeye has more versatility, as Cassidy can cancel from firing and save up half of his ultimate charge. Whoa. Genji. Everything is pretty much the same. I don't think he's allowed to cancel his deflect, if I remember correctly. What's the TLDR? Genji Dragon Blade won't be able to be ignored so easily, as he can attack for up to 8 seconds. That's right. It's 6 seconds on live, but it used to be 8 seconds. He's also more mobile, as double jump will reset as you wall climb. That's right. He was able to infinitely double jump every time you tap the wall. That's actually a good shout. Pharah, so just covering her basic abilities. Big difference. Original kit allows her to have more opportunities to stay in the air longer and can have more potential to boop opponents from ledges using Concussive Blast. She does deal more damage with higher splash explosion from the rockets in her rocket launcher. Reaper, biggest difference. Reaper's passive, the Reaping, will return to its original form, where soul orbs will be dropped from defeated enemies that Reaper can pick up to gain 50 HP. Also, plan on how you use Wraith form, as it cannot be canceled early. Soldier, what's different? His tuning, he had mostly tuning changes, but not too many changes to the abilities themselves. So heavy pulse rifle deals less damage at 17 per projectile, but the rifle has no recoil and instead will have increased spread the longer you hold it. I think they meant to say the rifle no longer has no recoil, but the rifle has no recoil, but it just has bigger spread the longer you hold it. That's right. Old soldiers used to have to fire, I think it was 9 shots before the spread got too wild. So a lot of soldiers would tap, 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 let go, tap, 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 let go. Tracer. Biggest difference, she's actually been relatively unchanged throughout Overwatch's history. Tuning changes to the pulse pistols and pulse bomb being the biggest changes. Expect pulse bomb to deal incredibly high damage that can finish off most heroes. I think it's going back to 400 damage is what I assume. Bastion. Ooh, what form are we in with Bastion? Bastion's original kit is much different than what you play with today. Bastion is a tricky hero that can keep chokeholds nearly unpassable when staged in sentry form, firing a volley of machine gun fire, though he cannot move, limited amount of ammo while in sentry, so his biggest weakness is getting attacked from behind, which is easy to exploit if the opponent can flank around him. Don't forget he has self-repair to heal himself, and also watch out for his ultimate configuration tank, which deals massive bursts of damage as he roams around the field. It's no longer the ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Yep, you just become a tank and then you shoot big artillery. So a lot of Bastions will rocket jump into the air to get a higher angle and then shoot you with like a 250 damage AoE blast. Hanzo, scatter arrows back. Yep, biggest difference. The specialty storm arrows is scatter arrow. Powerful choke buster launches volley projectiles reflecting on the walls, and when combined with sonic arrows, a great way to stop a flanking target that may be hiding around a corner. He also lost his lunge jump passive, so mobility is more limited, but he does get scatter arrow back. Junkrat, biggest difference, he has more risk from his own health, as his frag launcher will deal damage to him as well. Concussion mine only has 1 charge, which will limit how Junkrat can use the ability to jump into action or deal damage to opponents. Oh yeah, he self damages on explosion, not his ultimate. Sorry, I said that earlier. I meant Diva's bomb does do self-damage, but Junkrat's tire does not. It's his own frag launcher. That's what it was. But yeah, only 1 mine as well. Mei. Obviously, Mei's original kit is much cooler, literally. The primary fire from Endothermic Blaster will quickly freeze individual enemies, allowing Mei to deal an icy cold elimination with the alternate fire. That's right, freeze them, lock them in place, then hit them with the icicle. Ice Wall will be more of a formidable obstacle to take down, with each pillar of the ice having 500 health. Oh god. Torbjorn, armor packs, you're putting your turret and actually building it. Jeez, man. So you have to collect scrap in the battlefield to deploy armor packs that you and your allies can pick up for additional armor HP. When you use deploy turret, a small or low damage level 1 turret will be placed. Use your hammer to upgrade it level 2, which is the same turret that now automatically deploys in the live game. And then with the original Molten Core ultimate, you power up Torb with additional armor, faster movement, and instantly upgrade the level 2 turret to a missile launching, rapid firing level 3 turret. And that's why I said 6 Torbs was awful to play against when they all just pop Molten Core. Widow Widowmaker. What's different? She's far more lethal with faster charge shots, more damage dealt at long range. However, Widow will be more vulnerable each time she uses grappling hook because it uses a longer cooldown. I think it was 12 seconds. I love how there's only 4 supports and like 5 tanks. All right, for tanks, D.Va. What's the big thing here? D.Va's original kit is more static, has no micro missiles because that was added later in Overwatch. Notably, her defense matrix continuously channels the field for several seconds on a 10-second cooldown. That was so bad. And Pilot D.Va can be damaged from the blast of her own self-destruct, which takes 4 seconds to explode, not 3 seconds, making it a challenge for Pilot D.Va to stay out of the blast radius of the devastating ability. I think D.Va is probably the worst tank. D.Va was terrible on release. A 10-second cooldown on Matrix, no burst and micro missile, and your own ultimate that can kill you, and it takes forever to run away. It was okay at the beginning of Overwatch because nobody knew to run away from the D.Va bomb, so getting D.Va bomb kills was always super fun, but like, D.Va, don't pick D.Va. Rhine. What's different? Rhine won't have the advantage of 2 fire strikes and a smaller HP pool. Earth Shatter will have more horizontal and vertical range to catch enemies off guard. Also, he'll be able to mitigate incoming damage as his barrier health is much higher than the live game. Earth Shatter probably doesn't do the big burst damage in the front, right? Unless, I don't know if Overwatch actually took the original code or they're retroactively adding it to the live game, which I actually think it is. So they actually might miss a couple of patch changes. We'll have to see if Earth Shatter does the critical damage up close. Roadhog. Roadhog's kit has often received tuning adjustments based on the ability to hook and catch. Carefully avoid the hook as it will catch anything around him and can deal lethal 1-2 combo between a scrap gun and melee for an easy finishing blow to most low HP heroes. Okay, so I don't think this is obviously not bringing back the old like build of the game from Overwatch 1 because that's long gone. They're just implementing the balance change to the Overwatch 2 physics and realm. So the Roadhog hook will probably not go through 20 million walls and be in the state that it was 8 years ago. So probably the hook will probably work as intended as it is in Overwatch 2. Is my assumption. Winston's kit. Winston will be missing the long-range attack from his Tesla cannon. Yeah, the charged secondary fire. Also, carefully time your placements of barrier projector as the cooldown starts only after the shield expires instead of when it's deployed. Basically, a longer cooldown for that. Zarya. Zarya had separate cooldowns for both her bubbles. Be careful when you use it to protect yourself or teammates. However, Zarya's ability to gain energy is much higher than the live game. Yeah, you gain 50 energy per bubble. All right, and for the 4 support heroes, we have Lucio. What's different? Crossfade will feel the most different. It provided a radius of 30 meters versus only 10 meters in his current kit, but less healing. However, this enables to be a great character to help rush the team to the next team fight with ease. Yeah, because you could basically truly be a bot aura Lucio. You didn't have to be that close and everybody got your aura, which is crazy. Mercy. Mercy's res is an ultimate that works as a great team fight counterplay, allowing her to res up to 5 allies in range. Watch out if there are multiple Mercy players on your team, as the benefit from her damage boost can be multiplied. That's right, no limits. You could have 2 Mercies, 2 people damage boosting 1 person. And the mass res. Valkyrie is very, obviously res replaces Valkyrie, so there's no Valkyrie as well. Symmetra. Biggest difference, Symmetra was often originally categorized as a support hero. She actually has no healing, right? Her kit was more geared to providing utility to her allies than dealing damage directly. Her Photon Shield grants your allies with additional shield health, which can be regenerated as long as they are not eliminated. With Teleporter as her ultimate, you can place the exit teleporter anywhere on the map and be linked directly to your active spawn room. Consider playing more than one Symmetra to create complex sentry turret fortifications to wash clean, because they used to call us the car wash, any chokeholds from your opponents. Good writing here. Finally, for Zenyatta. Zenyatta's kit is relatively unchanged. She doesn't have a snap kick melee passive, obviously, but Discord Orb amplification was 50%. Not 25%, 50%. My God, the breakpoints, man. Woo! These are horribly unbalanced, but chaotic, and I look forward to the 1 week of chaos before they, well, as I assume, I say 1 week, it's a 3-week event, but I think they're changing the metas each week, right? They mentioned how 2017 GOATs, Moth meta, GOAT style will happen later. So yeah, each week will probably be a different patch. So this first week is probably OG patch. Maps. You can play the original maps at launch maps only in 1.0. So you have for the assault game modes, we have 2 CP back: Hanamura, Anubis, Volskaya. For control, you only have Ilios, Lijiang, Nepal. Escort, you have original Dorado, Route 66, and Gibraltar. The hybrid, you have Hollywood, Kings Row, and Nambani, and that is it. So Overwatch Classic is a limited time event from November 12th to December 2nd. Is this the answer to bringing back 6v6? No. So Overwatch Classic right now is a separate mode from our broader 6v6 6v6 plans. Classic is meant to be a nostalgic experience, taking heroes, players in the game back to the moments in the game's history for a limited time event. Is it a way to test bringing back 6v6 permanently in Overwatch 2? They said no. We are running separate 6v6 test modes in the future to gather feedback and gauge player interest on that format. See the recent director's take for more information on those tests. Yes, I've read this before to you on this channel. The actual other 6v6 tests are coming in season 14 beginning in December. Is this a separate game mode from Overwatch 2 that I have to install? No, this is not a separate game. This is a mode playable in Overwatch 2, which you'll find in the Events Hub and in the arcade in the main menu. What is the game mode for Overwatch Classic Patch 1.0? So you'll play the quick play rule set using the original 21 heroes, 12 maps. In the spirit of patch 1.0 balance, there will be no hero limits, no role limits as you play for the first few days of the event. After that, we will enable single limit rule for the remainder of the event. Heroes will be organized in their 4 original classes: offense heroes, defense heroes, tanks, and supports. Will the maps be restored to the original design? So it will use the original 12 maps. However, the maps will appear the same as they do in the other Overwatch 2 game modes. Oh, I guess they weren't able to bring that back. So major reworks for Dorado, Numbani, Route 66, and Gibraltar are not going to be changed. Things like match timing and how elevators perform will be the same as they appear in Overwatch 2. So they weren't able to bring that part of it back. That's okay. I think the old map had its problems, and I'll gladly try like an old version of the game for the nostalgia, but also like modernized slightly. Can I equip my favorite skins during Overwatch 2 when playing? So as part of this nostalgia of playing Classic, players will only use the original Overwatch default skins for this event. If you play this mode, that's fine. Why weren't legacy features like loot boxes, original UI, or comp mode included in Classic? So they answered it as: we focus on our heroes, maps, and gameplay with Classic, and the scope allows us the flexibility to balance these events with other exciting new gameplay. Will Overwatch Classic ever return? Is this just a one-time thing? While we're not planning for this to be a single event, we will be measuring player response to inform our future plans. And that is the article. Again, this releases not today. If you're seeing this will be November 12th, beginning tomorrow on Tuesday. Okay, go out there and have fun. Goodbye.